Good morning. You're listening to Winning at Life, live financial news talk radio. I'm your host, Gregory Ricks. Good morning. I've got a few topics on my mind today. One, if you've inherited an IRA, you might be in for a mess, which leads us to talking about proposed IRS regulations on the 10-year RMD rule. How about ways to score a higher Social Security check? Market volatility will be another discussion today as well, since we're seeing a little bit of that. We'll talk about that this morning. 11 o'clock hour, we have Wes Blanchard. He will be in studio with us. We're going to talk some estate planning, of course, with Wes. That's his jam. A couple of thoughts I have. One is power of attorney. You know, that document, the why, and simplicity versus complicated. So we can get some clarity on that. And of course, we'll talk more estate planning also. I have Nicholas Rohde in studio with me this morning. Hey, Nicholas, how are you doing today?
Hey, doing great. Good morning, everybody.
So, Nicholas and I have worked together, 10 years now?
Yeah, we're coming right up on a decade.
Right up to a decade. Yeah, and we're coming up to 12 years doing the Winning at Life show as well. So Nicholas rotates in occasionally with me on the show. He has tremendous insight, which obviously, because he's worked with us for 10 years. Very talented wealth advisor is kind of way I would kind of define him with. You know, he follows our core philosophy that we're here to serve and we want to help people make better financial decisions. So he'll be involved in the conversations today. We'll probably have him talk about some of the strategies. He'll be involved when we kind of cover the Invest 50-50. He was sharing some thoughts on reading that he's done regarding Roth IRAs and tax strategies also this morning. Let me see if I can get here. We had a little bit of a market tumble yesterday also. So let's pull that up here and see what's going on actually. Yeah, the Dow tumbles nearly 1,000 points in the sell-off yesterday. So we're going to talk about that this morning as well and how that might impact. You know, that's everybody's problem with investing is the going down, right? Yeah, that risk side of investing. So it depends on your view. You know, and I'll get Nicholas to share with us his story. I used it the other day when I was speaking to a group, you know, that $100 bill thing.
Oh, I love that.
When you talk, and I like that. That's a good story, and it also depends on their view of time, is how that also impacts somebody as well. So one of the magic things about the show is joining the conversation. Listeners can ask questions, and number one topic over the past dozen years has been Social Security has been one of the most popular topics. If you want to join in the conversation, you have a financial situation, not sure what to do, you can just simply call us, 504-2600-995. You can watch us over on Facebook Live. We're on right now. I think at the break, I'll go and share that to all of my friends, family, followers over on my Facebook page, which is Gregory Ricks, and you can go over to the Winning at Life page on Facebook and get connected with the streaming. We're on YouTube also, so if you want to watch the show this morning, just a reminder, we'll be rolling until 1 o'clock today, Central Time, for all the people listening across the country. So you can join the conversation by reaching out to us through the Winning at Life app as well. You can text, email, call the show through the app, downloading and signing up for the app, and there's no cost to doing so. So you can become a part of the Winning at Life Nation. You'll get a weekly email update and such about what we have going on. And just like calling into the show, it's a safe place to do so. Regardless of what the call screener asks you, it's only kind of two things I mention is your name, first name only. And that's the name you get. Whatever the first name is you give the caller, that's what I see on my board, and what town or community or state you want to give of where you're calling from, because we always like an idea of where the callers are calling from. So that Winning at Life app can be a pretty useful resource for you. So go ahead and download that when you get a chance, and that way you can it assists you in streaming the show and such. If you're in your car listening, or I had somebody the other day tell me, says, "Yeah, I listen to the show, and then if I get home before it's off, I just sit there in the driveway listening to the show." And I was like, you got to download the Winning at Life app. You could just go on streaming and go about
the show on the go.
Yeah, and that's what my wife Stacy does on Saturday morning. So she'll go run errands and such, and she has the show on, and she puts it on her speaker on the smartphone. So she'll go shopping and go about things, and she's listening to the show as well, and I guess tuning in others to the show as well. And one thing I ask is share what we're doing out there on, to the community, because the biggest impact, and I had a gentleman walk up to me the other night after I spoke to a group. He said, "Yeah, I've been listening to you for 10 years." And he said, "Yeah, you've given a lot of information that's helped me over the years." And he was just showing appreciation for what we do out there as well. So once again, join the conversation, 504-260-0995. It could be about Social Security. It could be about your IRA. It could be about taxes. It could be about Roth money, growing money tax-free. It could be about, the market, or what to do about your 401k, or if you've got money at the old job, what do? You have some other topics in mind, Nicholas, to throw out there to kind of stir the pot?
The big focus that I'm having right now is conversations about taxes, tax efficiency. So not just Roth, but ways to have just more efficient tax planning.
Okay. Are we picking up Nicholas? Because I did not get him through my headset there as well. So you're hearing him? Okay. Just
all right.
wanted to make sure all that. Okay. Well, that was better right there.
Okay,
I
perfect.
picked it up. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody's hearing your thoughts as well. And, let's circle back to that right there, because the other, and it was recently having a conversation and presenting to a group, and somebody came up to me, a couple came up afterwards, and one of the things they said is, "Where did you get that information?" The sunsetting of the Tax Cut Jobs Act that was passed, in 2017 under the Trump administration. And I'm going to pull up something to that effect. Let me see if I can get that pulled up. What's the date of this on my computer? And I shared with the group, when this is going to sunset. And they came up like, Where did you get that from? How do you know about it? Because we don't know. And I shared, actually, most people don't know. And it's going to sunset January 1, 2026. So where we are right now is we have a stand for a couple married, filing jointly. We have a standard deduction of $25,900. Personal exemptions eliminated. What's interesting about that is two tax brackets in particular. Is the 22% tax bracket is $83,551 to $178,150. And for 2% more, the next bracket at 24% is at $178,151 through $340,100. So you've got 2% that separates a pretty wide swath of money. You know, if you're looking to shift some assets and get it into a tax-free world. What's going away? Well, in 2026, it reverts back to what it was before the Tax Cut Jobs Act bill was passed. So that 22% tax bracket is going to be 25, and they've narrowed the range of it. It will go back to $75,901 through $153,100. And the next one is a 3% bump up at 28, and it's narrowed as well. Its range is $153,101 to $233,350. So they've dropped off, lowered that by, that will, and I say they've lowered that, that's what it was, and that's what it's set to sunset to. So that's more than 100,000 reduction in that bracket, because then you bump up to 33%, which is a 1% increase over how that bracket is presently. We're going to dig into this a little bit more when we come back from the break. You're listening to Winning at Life with Gregory Ricks, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Do you like golf? Would you like to help cure cancer? Well, put a reminder in your phone for the 15th annual Mark Mitchell Cancer Crusaders Golf Tournament. It's coming up at Bayou Oaks at City Park South Course, noon on Monday, April 25th. All the proceeds go to LSU Stanley S. Scott Cancer Center and Tulane Cancer Center for Cancer Research. Go to cclagolf.com, cclagolf.com.
Up and away! No, this ain't Superman, Lois. This is Dwayne Stein with Mortgage Gumbo. And rates are on the way up from those crazy all-time lows. I know you're wondering, could I become a homeowner or refinance? Do what thousands have done, and it's free. Visit snapsendandsave.com to get a personalized option. Kryptonite, schmiptonite. Snapsendandsave.com. It's that easy.
If you like money, you'll love the Winning at Life app. On the Winning at Life app, you can hear the Ask Gregory podcast, where you'll find episodes based on a financial topic. So if you're looking for help on a specific situation, there's a good chance you'll find it on the Ask Gregory podcast, including episodes on 401ks, taxes, stocks, Social Security, gold, and whether or not you should buy an RV. Hear the Ask Gregory podcast on the Winning at Life app, your wallet's favorite app.
2 questions. Do you have a pulse? Do you own anything? If you said yes to both, you probably need a will. You may even need a trust. We all know a lawyer. Do you know someone who specializes in estate planning? Do you really trust the husband of your sister's friend from college? Or would you feel better putting your family in the hands of the estate planning attorney of the Total Wealth Authority? I'm Wes Blanchard. What's your plan? Offices in Metairie and at wjblanchardlaw.com.
The Ricks Report with Gregory Ricks.
What we found through history, looking at the past 90 years, most fund managers don't outperform or perform as well as the indexes.